Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. I am Ben the Bold, you are you, and welcome back for another episode of our Icenia campaign. Today, we are looking at trying to break up this power block of alliances. And we are going to do that by actually declaring war, I think, on someone not even on our island. We are going to declare war on the Marinians. The Marinians are allied currently with the Canticians. And with that, we'll hopefully bring the Canticians into war. That should allow us to very quickly take out the Canticians on in southern England, southern modern day England. Then I think we will have to evaluate where we are from there. But depending on how my armies are looking, depending on how our navies are looking, we are going to either ferry troops and first deal quickly with the Lexovias, or we may just go ahead and try to begin our assault on the Minoan the Morenian homeland itself. We really do need to establish a beachhead very quickly. It would be nice if we could go ahead and capture the port. That could allow us both a quick access of troops onto the mainland as well as a quick access of retreat. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm going to move some armies a little closer to the border. And I have 20,000 men here. I'm going to go ahead and move my horsemen a little closer as well. My horsemen are just going to run in there before everything. This is my sieging army. It's going to go straight for the enemy capital fort. It does have a good general who has that siege ability, the original thinker. So it's going to go straight towards Drovrendrum. In fact, I might go ahead and just switch these two armies where they are. I don't know where their main forces are. They do have 20 cohorts. 20 cohorts. Wow. That might be a little difficult. They also have one martial advance. Let's check our martial advances. We also only have one, and it will be quite a while. 521 before we get another. That's not good. We want to go ahead and hurry and focus on teching up, which means we want more civilization value. We want more citizens. While I have some political influence, I'm going to just quickly look around. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch this governor policy to civilization effort. That should give me more citizens eventually, hopefully, or at least make them happier. Let's look at you. Of course, right now, these are just, there are no cities up north. I don't have a single city, I believe, up north. Most of all of my research points are coming out of both Venta and Camulodunum. But hopefully by the end of this episode, we will have a city in Cantisia, although no promises, as it's going to depend on how the war goes in Gaul. Let's go ahead and move you to there. We are moving all of our armies in position, which, if you watched the last episode, we have... Oh, that's going to be a nice hefty sum of money. We're going to gain some popularity as well as gain a bunch of gold. I'm going to look at inventions that I might be able to get. I could get national population growth up. That would be good. I could get aggressive expansion change down. That would be even better. Let's look. Oh, one of my generals could lose 40 loyalty. I don't want that. Or I could start seeing my general as a rival. General of the Clan Durati retinue. Where are you? No, you were decent. I had such high hopes for you. If I start seeing him as a rival, can I just hit that remove rival button? What happens when I... Well, that was easy. He's no longer my rival. I don't know if anything bad happened behind the scenes there. Go ahead and move this navy in position, and when it arrives, we will declare war on the Canticians, and that will formally mark the end of our little southern power block of alliances here. That power block allowed me to really expand up north and become by far the dominant power in Britain. Also, I'm going to go ahead and say the dominant barbarian power in the entire world. That doesn't matter much to me. see about an invention. I think right now I'm just going to hold on to my money. I'm not making a ton of it. None of these inventions will necessarily help me in my war. I might think about if I win the war, going to the negative aggressive expansion. But for now, I'm just going to, well... These Cantesians are tricky little fellas, because right as I am about to declare war on the Marinians, to hopefully pull the Cantesians in, someone breaks the alliance. They break the alliance. You can tell that they broke the alliance because they are the ones with the truce. And so, once again, my plans are thwarted. I am being completely outfoxed by the AI at this point as far as just trying to just break up these little blocks of alliances. So I had, again, such high hopes to have this epic war on the mainland while I dealt with things very quickly on the in my home. And it looks like that's not going to happen. Now, I could consider going ahead and declaring war. If I were to do that, both the Bedunians and the Durotrigids would join against me. And that's the real thing. I know I could take on each one of these individually. I could probably take on 2 of them at a time. But it's the fact that all 3 of them might join against me that really hurts. Is really going to be difficult. Let's see. How many men do they have? 19,000. How many men do they have? 20,000. How many men do they have? 20,000. So they have 59 cohorts, whereas I have 59. So boy, it is very equal here. And I am too big to try to get an alliance with anyone else. The most I could hope for would be to try to vassalize, basically, subjugate some of the other countries. I am currently losing manpower. I don't want to lose manpower, that's for sure. I'm going to just back up a little bit, move my horsemen back. What do I want to do here? I think there's no time like the present. I might, I think I can take this war. I think I'm smarter than the AI. I'm going to go ahead and just build a couple more men. Build 3 more light horsemen. Up to 50% of the troops assigned to my former, but maybe again rival, will become loyal, but his martial increases. Or he could just lose a bunch of loyalty. Let's look. He is still working on his loyalty. He's no longer my rival. I'm going to go ahead and increase his martial. That's okay. Any trade routes available? Nope. None for my capital, at least. I'm going to go ahead and build 1 more warrior as well as 1 more heavy cavalry, and that is probably all I have the economy to hold. I'm going to keep going with manpower recovery speed, just because I think I'm about to be in a very big war, one of the bigger wars of the entire series. The real trick is, will I be able to capture their forts before they capture mine? They are going to probably want to pour everything. I'm just going to have to focus on capturing forts, and of course, winning battles is helpful as well. But I have more forts around. I might consider building some more forts. No, I don't want to wait for more forts to be constructed. What's my economy look like? How much would it be to hire these mercenaries? At 1.73 per month, I could do it. I don't necessarily know how important my navy is going to be here. Maybe they will help me with some of these sieges. There are several coastal forts. I might start the war, siege down some of the coastal forts, try to siege down some of the coastal forts, then dock my navy, reduce its maintenance, and then hire the mercenary army. Okay, so here I could actually get quite the large little sum of money. My court philosopher would lose some loyalty. She would also gain a lot of corruption. I would gain a little bit of corruption and lose 10 popularity. My popularity is going up, but I would get a lot of money. Or here, I could also get a lot of money. The court philosopher's loyalty goes down. Ooh, and my popularity goes up, but she is no longer... Yeah, I'll just do this. She has forfeited her position. I bet she'll hate me, but I also don't really care. She was court philosopher. It looks like this person is better anyway. Who is this? She's the daughter of the general of the 3rd Warband. Well, she's now my court philosopher, and she's better. That just worked out for me overall. This heavy cavalry is coming in. So, while my original plan when I was just wanting to declare war on the Debunians and the Cantacenians was to first attack the Debunians and attempt to take this fort, because once that fort is controlled, I felt like I could easily power through the rest of their countries. However, now that I'm adding the Duratrigans into play, I think my main goal is going to be to isolate the Cantacenians. I'm going to, for now, let the Debunians, if they wish, go and try to siege some of the forts in Wales. I will defend Venta if any armies make a beeline for it, because there currently is no fort between Venta and Debunia, but I think I could get an army back in time. With that said, I believe that the time has finally come for us to test our mettle, for us to see what we're worth, and for us to declare war on the 3 allies who helped us get this powerful to begin with. And here we go. So I have just declared war. And right away, I'm going to move my sieging army. Where is it? Start it marching as well. They have 5,000 troops here. I'm going to go ahead and just march in as quickly as I can and try to eliminate the Cantacenians from this war as fast as possible. I think I am going to go ahead and just hire these mercenaries. That's going to cost me to lose money every month, but I'm also going to pretty much suicide them against the Debunians, but it's just going to take some more of their manpower away. Looks like I have my first major battle. These horsemen are going to come in and attempt to rescue. Let's check out how the battle's actually going. What's his marshal? His marshal is 9, his marshal is 8, his marshal's 9. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to change tactics, but that's okay. The shock action against the deception, they zero each other out. I think once my horsemen move in, I will be in good shape. Plus, my second warband is also moving that way. We should be good to go in this battle. The Debunians are already starting to move in. I need to let this army just recover its morale. That's going to be okay. I like the Debunians are going to have to worry about their own forts. And it looks like, yes, indeed, we have won. And they lost 6,000 men. That's good, but not good enough. We're going to really need to do better casualty ratio damages than that. Anyway, we have a chance to either gain 10 loyalty from our steward or get national tax rate up 10%. I'm going to take the tax rate because currently I am running a negative balance. Although it looks like with that increase I am in the positive. That is good. My sieging army is still working its way into Duroverum. These guys will also attack. I am taking slaves for Venta. And now I'm even moving into the Durotrigan lands. Now this army is very heavy. I am not super concerned with its ability to stand up to some of the light infantry that these barbarian nations are going to throw at me. With that said, I am still going to move the horsemen. That's the whole reason I have only horsemen in this army. They are nice, they are fast, and they are going to quickly reinforce. I'm going to leave my sieging stack here, and I'm going to go ahead and retreat out my other army. This army is a pretty decent army. It's got 6 chariots. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and move it in as well. Looks like I have a trade offer for some base metals. I'll go ahead and accept that. It looks like the Cantacenians have already practically been knocked out of this war. I almost would go ahead and siege this. I have 10,000 men, or I've got 9,000 men who can assault this fort. They have 700 defending it. Right now, I'm not super... I don't feel like I'm super pressed on time. I'm still letting the morale tick up there. I don't know if I am quite to the point where I'm going to start wanting to siege the enemy forts yet. I'm going to go ahead and move this 10,000 stack to the city of Venta. I also have a city of Venta. Are there 2 cities named Venta? V-E-N-T-A. V-E-N-T-A. I'm going to move it into the false city of Venta, where they have 21 pops. That's going to be quite a lot, and hopefully my cavalry will take plenty of slaves from the false city of Venta. Meanwhile, it looks like I am going to win another battle here in the south, which is pretty much going to wrap up the Cantacenians. They're not going to be able to push back through and relieve the siege. I'm going to go ahead and start moving this army across. It's going to hopefully deal with this group of 5,000 men. Looks like we may see a major fight here in the Durotrigan lands. They hopefully my 10,000 men will be able to reinforce this fast enough. It's going to be approximately 20,000 against approximately 24,000. Oh, that was huge. Oh, that was huge. We have not only won first, but we have taken barely any casualties. They must not be at full morale. They can't be at full morale because we have taken barely any casualties while they lost 4,000 men. That was huge. That might win us this conflict because I'm going to move in. It's going to be about 19,000 against about 20,000, 23,000. They don't have a prayer. And yes, indeed, it looks like there's neither a tactics advantage for neither side. Their army is going to crumble in the weight of my heavier infantry and heavy cavalry. Things are starting to look up. I'm even going to move this army to the north to try to break the siege. And yes, indeed, we have won. We did lose 4,196 men, but they lost 5,700. I'm going to go ahead and once again take my cavalry army to Venta. That was its main goal anyway. You all can come and reinforce as well. I do wish that her marshal would, or her morale would increase a little bit faster, but that's okay. I am kind of, and I get it, they are going to take slaves here. I really don't want them to take this fort, but I'm starting to march men that direction anyway. I might actually change her direction. She might come south to help relieve this, to help just give extra men to this fort. Let's keep the pressure on to the south. I'm going to move my cavalry army to Veticus. And as much as I hate to, I think for just the time being, I'm going to retreat my heavy infantry back home. They are just taking a lot of attrition, and I really don't want them taking that much attrition. I'm going to go ahead and move my mercenary army in. Oh, and that looks like that is going to scare them away. Can I force them into a battle? No, it doesn't look like it. Can I force them into a battle here? Yes. So I'm actually going to make them hold for just a second longer. Let this army reinforce a little bit. Reinforce rate is very slow in this game, which I kind of love. This is a mostly light infantry armor too, so it is also going to come and attempt to siege down the Durotrigan capital. And look at this, I already have made this blitz. I have... They will not take a piece yet, but I have a feeling as soon as this fort falls, which it will fall soon, I have a feeling as soon as that fort falls, they will be willing to make concessions. And as long as this fort does not start going south, I think we are at least going to permanently end any chance that this island will not belong to the Iceni. Even if we do not wipe them all out in one war, I do think that we will cripple them to the extent to where they will not be able to recover. I'm going to win. I've killed 200 of them. Now I'm going to take both of these armies and attack from either side. That should relieve the siege. I still don't love their armies just marauding to the north, but that's what these 7,000 men are for. I'm actually very glad I hired those mercenaries, even though they do take some heavy casualties there. But boom, my reinforcements move in, and we are in great shape once again. I do need to hire a new marshal. That's going to decrease my mercenary maintenance, which is actually helpful for the first time all campaign since I have some mercenaries, so I am going to go with the highest marshal I have available. She is also doing decently on loyalty. Her loyalty is going to increase because I hired her. That's going to decrease the mercenary army maintenance by 7%. That's all fine and good. This fort will fall soon, hopefully. My main army of heavy infantry and heavy cavalry is just continuing to replenish. I'm going to go ahead and continue trying to take some of their major population centers with my cavalry army. Go ahead and push some slaves towards Venta. They are also taking slaves in the north. They have lost. I am going to move my forces back, and now my mercenaries are going to go and attempt to deal with some of these rogue armies out in the north. I'm going to move you in. You're just going to capture some territory for me. My siegers need to go ahead and siege. Let's take a look. Would I think about assaulting this? No, I don't think there's any reason to. I feel like, I mean, and let's just take a quick look. I feel like even though they have 17,000 men, that's not a great, because I have a feeling a lot of those cohorts are not at full strength. They have 17,000 archers where we outnumber them in archers, we outnumber them in chariots, we outnumber them. No, they barely outnumber us in heavy cavalry. We by far outnumber them in light cavalry, and we outnumber them in light infantry. We now outnumber all three of their forces combined. Now it's just about not losing so many men in attrition that we can't win this war. They are trying to pull back some of these armies. That's fine. I want them out of my territory anyway. I would rather them have to defend their own. Let's see if the mercenaries can beat them. If not, I'm okay if they don't. Because, hey, they're just mercenaries. They're not my men anyway. They are, I have a feeling, going to try to... I'm going to try to relieve this siege. I'm going to move my horsemen in. I think we'll be fine. I'm also going to start moving my heavy infantry in as well. Let's take a look, shall we? Neither side has a tactics advantage. However, they have deception. She has 7 martial. She has 7. This person has 7 martial too. I don't think that there will be any... I'm not going to cheese the game and have the new general come in with a better tactic. Looks like our king might lose 15 popularity, or he will gain a negative trait. Well, he's already pretty negative. We'll see what happens. My horses should come in, and we have won the siege of Doverenum. We have taken several slaves. A couple pops have died. Their fleet has been forced to come out and engage me. Their fleet should now fall. Their capital has now fallen. And if I wanted to, I could, I'm sure, take whatever I wanted. Well, not whatever I wanted. But I could take all of Canticia. I don't think that at this point that is near enough. I think it is time for me to fully show my dominance on the island and continue the attack. It does look like though that my mercenaries in the north will lose that fight. I will be okay with that. As I said, they are just my mercenaries. I'm not super worried about it. Looks like we have captured one of their generals. That's always good, but that also means that we have won. I'm going to go ahead and bring my horses back out. They're going to continue to try to just siege down provinces, get slaves, etc. Ooh, speaking of, I should move my sieging army now to Corinium. If Corinium falls, so too will the Debunians. We've won another battle. Always good to see. Now, I would hate to fight this war until my manpower is just completely exhausted. However, that might be what I'm forced to do here, because I do think that the winner of this war is the winner of Great Britain. There's no chance for whoever loses this war, there's really no chance for them. Well, if I can win this war, there's no chance for the Debunians or the Canticians or the Durotrigans to challenge me on the island. Really, again, period. This battle might be extremely important. It's going to keep their armies pretty much trapped into Cornwall if I can win, and it does look like I am going to win. Although I am taking heavy casualties, which I'm not thrilled about. In the end, my heavy infantry does seem to be just too much. I lose 300 heavy infantry. A lot of archers, though. And in fact, I did lose, for the first time, I believe, all war. I've lost more men than they did. That's not amazing, but at the same time, I think we'll be okay. We have, at this point, more men than they do. I'm going to go ahead and move my heavy infantry out. My sieging army is continuing on. I have defeated their 600 men there. I have plenty of gold. In fact, I'm getting more and more by the day. I'm going to go ahead and just try to tick down some of that aggressive expansion a little bit. And I'm thinking about going pop growth, but no, I'm going to save the money, at least till this war is over. Where are my mercenaries? They are still retreating. They're going to retreat all the way back to Ventum. That's a shame. And I'm going to move my... Nope. My light cavalry will have to stay if I wish to continue said siege. I'm going to go ahead and start moving my mercs back towards their armies. Not that I necessarily want to engage them, although if I kill off all the mercs, then I don't necessarily have to pay them to disband, correct? So I'm not going to be upset if they are all killed in battle. Where's this army going? Oh. It's just so fast that I won't be able to make it. They have taken quite a bit of land up here. Again, I'm not worried about that. As long as they don't take any forts, then they can't win this war. They are taking slaves, which I don't love, but it is what it is. I definitely can't assault this fort. I only have about 4,000 men who can assault. They're going to try. The Duratrigans are doing anything they can, including just sending stacks of 300 men. That's not going to result in too many victories. But they're doing whatever they can to try to help in any way they can win this war. I'm going to start dealing a little bit more with some of these armies in the north that are currently just ravaging the center of the Isles. There are 12,000 more mercenaries down here I could think about hiring. I would rather hire them. In fact, I think because I have some money. How much do they cost? And they'd cost 3 ducats per month. So I only have 5,000 men right now. 5,000 manpower left. I have really used up all my manpower on this war. And as I kind of said, that's okay. I'm not super worried about manpower if I can win this war. It will also, if I can take a lot of their cities and their locations, their population, then I am in decent shape of just being able to replenish my manpower relatively quickly as well. Although to do that, I will need these last 2 forts to fall. I don't think I'm going to force through, and well, maybe. If I did, let's just see. They would accept this peace value. But if I went ahead and just captured everything that I could right now, I would gain 18 aggressive expansion. That's a lot. Of course, really 50 is that magic number that we're worried about. So, and I've been hovering around 20 all game. I wonder what would happen. Well, we'll see. We'll see, because I know I'm going to take these 2 forts before piecing out anyway. Let's see if we can win this battle. We won that one. Let's see if we can win this one, though. Seems like we do. They lost over almost 3,000 men. Let's see, what happens if I go and... Oh, looks like I won a siege of Dernovian. Perfect. Let's take the entire army here. We'll just start moving in. Oh, there was an accident. We could lose 114 gold and have a slave killed. We could lose 59 gold and have local slave happiness go down in the province of Cornovia. Where's Cornovia? Cornovia's here, so I don't really want their happiness to go down. I am actually not going to spend the gold. I could lose 10 popularity. No, I'm going to spend the gold. It's probably a bad decision. That's going to mean that I won't be taking these mercenaries down here in the near future. Looks like Corneum has been taken. That is going to pretty much end it for the Dobunians. Pretty much end this war in its entirety. Let's go ahead. War score is 99. Ooh, I want to make sure that I go ahead and occupy these so that I can take them in a peace treaty. Continue to capture more and more soldiers, send them to Venta. That's good. This is all working out. They are... Alright, it's my heavy infantry and heavy cavalry should punch right through this. I will also bring more. But at this point, I'm just so low on manpower. Do I really want to engage in that battle if they don't want to? I'm going to hold off for just a second, see what they're going to do with that 16 stack. I would rather they attack me than me attack them. Which it does indeed look like they are going to attack me. As soon as they're movement locked, I'm going to move these 14,000 soldiers in. They're now movement locked, moving them in. I have now taken the province Dubunia in its entirety. I only have 247 men left in my manpower reserves. This has been a costly war, but also it might just be worth it because I will be able to grab all of this land if I wanted to. That's going to increase it by 24 aggressive expansion. If I went ahead and accepted this peace deal, then I wouldn't be able to go to war for a long time, but that would be it for any real opposition between the Iceni. But you know what? I think I can do better. I only have 80 demands. If I can take up the entirety of Duratriga, even if I gain like 30 aggressive expansion, I think I'd be okay with it because I would be able to form Britannia. So I'm going to go ahead and move my sieging army to let it do what it does best. That's going to be a fully maintained fort, I'm sure of it. Going to just continue to attack in the north. I'm tired of them killing my pops. I might go ahead and pull the heavy infantry. No, I'll probably just keep them where they are. Maybe move them here. Yeah, I'll move them there so that they don't take any more attrition. I'll use these, the horsemen, as well as the 4th Warband as reinforcements for my valiant besieging army. With that, their armies are trapped in the south. They can't even have enough. They don't even have enough men really to be sieging up north. And we look to be in a golden position despite the fact that our manpower reserves are at almost at 0, practically at 0, and we are also losing money. That's going to be okay. I think I'm actually ready to go ahead and, while I still have the cash to do so, disband. I guess I have to be in my territory to do that. I'm going to go ahead and move them into my territory. I'm going to disband the mercenaries when I get a chance. Are you really... Is there anywhere you can sit relatively close by? Yes, right there. Do I think about assaulting the fort? I could end the war in a day if I assaulted it. They're going to attack. I'm going to go ahead and move in my horse army. And that attack proved to be ill-fated. As my armies continue to ravage theirs. I'm going to go ahead and disband that unit. I will have to pay 20 gold, but that's going to mean I am back in the positive. I have yet again won. They are going to continue chasing the only army that can really do much against me in the north. I have one in the south. They lost so many men. I'm going to go ahead and move my horses back. Keep my light infantry just where they are. And again, once this siege is over, even though I find it definitely worth it, even though it's going to increase my aggressive expansion by a huge margin, it's all going to be worth it because I am going to be able to conquer the entirety of Great Britain and form the nation of Britannia. They're going to attack with 16,000 men. Their morale must be pretty poor, but I am going to go ahead and move in. Well, they've called off the attack, so I'll wait. I might wait until they're movement locked this time. They're now movement locked. There will be at least one more hurrah for the Duratrigans. I bet they're wishing that they had not gotten involved on the side of the Kentesians. Those backstabbers. They never even had a chance. They lost another 1,400 men. And another 500. Let's go ahead and move that cavalry. Any minute, this fort's going to fall. As long as it falls, well, there it is. It has fallen. Now, as long as we peace out before the next 900 days is over, which I don't think we'll have any problem doing that, because I just want to capture these last 2 cities. And so the fort will go ahead and capture 2 cities. My army just sitting here is going to capture a city, or a settlement. And my horsemen will do what they do best, and they will occupy this territory as well. And that will completely occupy what was once my most loyal allies. My loyal base in the south has now been completely conquered. And let's see, can I capture them all? Will they accept it? No, they won't. That's a shame. Let's see. Oh, they're kind of close, though. Oh, well, I hit the OK button. Did they accept it? They accepted it. Okay, interesting. It told me they wouldn't, but it did. Interesting. I won't complain. And here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and, of course, hit the button to get rid of aggressive expansion. I am now a major power. What does that mean? It means that the following special rules can be used. I can guarantee other countries. I can threaten war. I can support rebels. And I can have, well, I can have alliances probably with, I guess, with just other major powers. Whew. I get more capital import routes. I get faster integration speed. I get more diplomatic relations, although I don't know who I'm going to use them on up here in the north. My political influence goes way up. My diplomatic range also goes way up. But I do have some negatives as well. Loyalty is going to start to decrease. And man, that's... Hopefully I didn't expand too quickly. Did I really? Oh, that is such a shame. Oh my gosh. I guess they captured this back right before I hit the peace button. And so we cannot, as we wanted to, hit the decision to unite Britannia today. Because instead, there is one silly Dubunian province still there, still alive and kicking. And unfortunately, we now have a truce with the Dubunians until 525. That's 15 years from now. Oh my goodness. Oh well. In 15 years, we will be able to unite Britannia. In the meantime, we can continue on uniting the northern reaches of Caledonia, of the province of Caledonia. And as well as thinking about expanding into Gaul. I will admit, I am very mad about this, but it is what it is. It is going to be okay, and the Iceni will not be stopped. Today's episode was extremely successful. We no longer have to worry about any other nations on the island of Britannia. We can now just kind of clean up in the north and then focus all of our attention on uniting both all of Britain as well as Ireland into Albion and then expanding into the mainland. Let's do just a quick wrap up. I know this has been a very long episode and we're already approaching the 45-minute mark, but I want to do a quick wrap up. It looks like Carthage is losing some territory in the south. Bellia seems to be showing that it is the dominant power in Hispania. It looks like they are fighting some wars that they are winning at the current moment. Rome is doing nothing, and that is disappointing. I was hoping to have to fight Rome, and I probably will still at some point. Still no major power in Gaul yet. That's going to be good. I'm going to start moving into Gaul as fast as I can now. Phrygia still looks dominant, and then Maria seems to have cleaned up their revolt. While they still have little ways to go, I think Maria will handle it just fine. There is no more Kush. Now it is just Egypt. Egypt maybe continues to push down the Nile, but the big story here is that we have a barbarian major power in the north, the Grand Icenian Kingdom. Anyway, I have been Ben the Bold. You have, of course, been you. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want. And in other words, I will see you tomorrow.